So for our first one, this means put g of x inside f of x. So what I like to do is rewrite the f function. So do you see how my f function says 2x squared minus 3? I'm going to write that as 2 parentheses squared minus 3. And then inside of that parentheses, I'm going to drop in x minus 4. So one of the common mistakes, there's two common mistakes that people make at this point. The first one would be multiplying by 2 before you do your exponent, which you have to do order of operations first. The second mistake would be to just say you're going to distribute this and get x squared plus 16. So in order to FOIL or multiply x minus 4 squared, you can make a box if you need to, but let's fully multiply it. So take a minute and figure out what is x minus 4 squared. So go ahead and fill in the box. I'm not filling it in. You fill in the box. Combine your like terms. Multiply x minus 4 times x minus 4. And what do you get when you take x minus 4 times x minus 4? Anybody?
X squared minus 8.
X squared minus 8x plus 16. Good job. Now we're going to distribute the 2, which is going to give you 2x squared minus 16x plus 32 minus 3. And your last step would be to combine your like terms. So your final answer, after you combine your like terms, this would be your f of g function. So this is your f of g function. Now for our second one, we have a number. So we're going to find g of f of negative 2. So we're going to start off with finding f of negative 2. So let's use our f function. Substitute in a negative 2. So you have 2 times negative 2 squared minus 3. Go ahead, pick up your calculators and see what you get when you take 2 times negative 2 squared minus 3. You okay over there, Joshua? You okay?
I'm doing on the test. I don't have a paper. I'll erase it.
You know, we got a white tray up there that's full of paper that's right underneath the screen. You can take as much as you want. Take the whole tray.
I'll take the whole tray.
Yeah, go ahead. We got plenty. What is 2 times negative 2 squared minus 3? 5. Who got 5? All right, so now that we have the 5, what are we going to do with that 5? Put it where? Into the g of x function. So now you need to find g of 5. Now remember, your g function is just x minus 4. So that would just be 5 minus 4. Which is 1. I don't remember getting 1 last period. I don't know. Maybe I just forgot. But that would be your answer. That's two quiz questions we just went through. What you think? All right, so the last thing we're going to talk about, and we'll be finishing up chapter 5.3 today, is solving exponential equations. So I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to copy down these steps if you don't remember it. So again, the key for solving exponential equations is to rewrite both sides with the same base. And after you rewrite it with the same base, then we can get rid of the bases. And just set the exponents equal to each other and solve. So we're going to practice 5.3 today and tomorrow. And then I think I'm going to come up with some kind of activity for us to do to review for our quiz on Friday, like a problem trail. That's it. Homework 18 is due Wednesday. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything out of the ordinary, but should be a pretty easy quiz. You okay? My cuticle is jacked up though. Can't stand it. Let's get some cuticle clippers. Ugh, hate that. All right, we ready? Anybody need more time? Okay, y'all, let's go. I'm gonna skip around a lot. I'm gonna try to hit the ones that I think are challenging. So we're going to skip around a lot. So we're not going to do 1 and 2. So we'll go ahead and copy down question 1. I'm actually going to cross off 2. So let's look at question 1. So we got exponential equations, meaning that the variable is in the exponent. So if it has a variable in the exponent, it's called exponential. So the base is the base of the exponent. So notice that on both sides, we have a base of 3. So because they're the same, we can just drop them. And after we drop them, set our exponents equal to each other. So that would be 2n equals negative 2n minus 2. Go ahead and solve that for n. You should get a fraction and reduce the fraction. Always reduce it. So we started off with 1 easy because we already had a common base. So we just cancel it. So I'm going to add my 2n, which gives me 4n equals negative 2. And then I'm going to divide by 4. So I get that n equals negative 2 over 4, which can reduce to negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 is what I'm looking for to get full credit. And that's it. Any questions? All right, let's look at the next 2. So we'll just do number 3 because, again, number 4 is too easy. So let's go ahead. Let's look at question 3. So now we're looking at it where we don't have the same base. So now that we don't have the same base, one side has a 3, the other side has a 9, we need to do a rewrite. So I can rewrite a base 9 with a base 3. 3 to the what power is equal to 9? 2. So instead of 9, we can rewrite the number 9 as 3 squared. So I have 3 to the power of r minus 3 equals 3 squared. Drop the 3's. Set your exponents equal to each other. Solve it for r. So we're going to add the 3, and we should get r equals 5. Any questions? Who remembers this from Algebra 2? Okay. All right, now these both are good, so we're going to do both of these. So this is a little tricky. How do you think I can rewrite the number 1 using a base 5? 5 to the power of what? 0. Any number to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So instead of the number 1, I'm going to write that as 5 to the power of 0. And now we have our common base. So we can drop our base. So 3n equals 0. Divide by 3. And our answer is 0. Okay, so now we're getting to the nitty-gritty here. 64 and 16. Show me with your fingers what's the common base. We need a common base. There is a number that I can rewrite 64 and 16 using, that is correct, using an exponent. Well, can't go 8. That's a good, so I think most people would say 8. We do agree that 8 squared is 16. I mean, it's 64, but I can't get to 16 with an 8. So that means we have to go lower than 8. 4. So 4, how many times do we have to multiply 4 to get to 64?
3 times.
3 times. So 4 to the power of n. Sorry, 4 to the power of 3. I'm going to put this exponent in parentheses. And then how many times do I have to multiply 4 to get to 16? 4 to the what power is 16? 2. Yep. Put this in parentheses. So now that you have a common base, we can drop the bases. Now you need to distribute on both sides though. Oops, I did that wrong. So we got 3 times negative n equals 2 times negative 3 minus 2n. Yes. So, yep. So after you multiply 3 times negative n, you get negative 3n.
I said the second one for 16.
You said what? What did you say?
16.
Oh, I made the 3 negative. Thank you. That would have messed up my whole answer. So you are paying attention. Thank you. I appreciate you. I was going to mess it up. I was about to mess it up, y'all. Okay, and now on the other side, let's distribute the 2. And that's going to give you 6 minus 4n. Go ahead and solve that for n. What you all get? 6. Anybody else get 6? Raise your hand if you got 6. Okay. So I would add the 4n to both sides. Which is going to give you n equals 6. And that would be your answer. So everything we're doing before the quiz, we're only focusing on exponential equations, that can be rewritten with the same base. All right, so let's look at these two. Go ahead and copy down 7 and 8. You know, I like all of these. I was going to cut some, but I like them all, so I'm going to keep them all. So again, the hardest part is figuring out the base. Sometimes you only have to change one side. And sometimes you have to change both sides. So what do you think your common base is going to be, excuse me, for 36 and 216? Six. Who says 6? I agree. So we know that 6 squared, and then I got that negative n, and then 6 to the what power? Go ahead, use your calculator, try different exponents. Try 6 to the 3rd, try 6 to the 4th, try 6 to the 5th. Figure out how many times do you have to multiply 6 to get to 216. Who says 3? Try 6 to the 3rd. So we got 6 to the 3rd. All right, so now we can drop our bases. So that would be 2 times negative n equals 3 times 2n minus 3. Go ahead and solve that for x. All right, who got n equals positive 9 over 8? That would be your answer for number 7. Okay, you got 3 more, and then we're done. Wait, 1, 2, 4 more, including number 8. No, 3 more, including number 8. Yes. Because when you divide a negative by a negative, it becomes positive. Okay, so now let's look at question number 8. My base is 5. Go ahead, use your calculator, figure out what your exponent would be. How many times do you multiply 5 to get to 125? No, not 5 times. That's too many times. Not 4 times. 3 times. 5 to the power of 3, and then I have my n. And that equals, now we have a fraction. Anytime it's a fraction, like 1 over a number, that means that my exponent is a negative. So 5 to the negative what? So focus on 625. So if 5 to the 4th is 625, that means 5 to the negative 4 is 1 over 625. Now you can cancel out your bases. 3n equals negative 4. N equals negative 4/3. Okay, so let's just focus on number 9. Go ahead and copy down number 9, and then take a minute and see if you can figure out the answer by yourself. So we got to figure out, are we going to use a base of 4? No. What base are we going to use? Show me with your fingers. What base? 2. Yep. Okay, so this is where you should be at this point. Now, be careful because you have to distribute on both sides. You have to distribute on both sides. So you have to take the 2 times 2 minus x, and then 3 times 3x plus 3. Go ahead and continue solving that. So I'm going to add my 2x. You could also subtract the 9x, so don't cross off what you did. At the end, we should get to the same answer. I don't remember getting this answer either, 5th period. Or maybe I did. So -5 equals 11x. Divide by 11. Who got -5 over 11 as their answer? Okay. All right, we got 2 more and then we're done. Any questions about so far? What y'all think? Hard, easy? Easy. All right, last 2. Go ahead and copy them both down and work through them. When you get an answer, raise your hand and I'll check it.
You said both of them?
Yeah, do them both. multiply the 24. Anybody else stuck on number, whatever this is? Anyone? Who found the base? Who found the base for number? Raise your hand if you figured out the base for number 11. All right, what base did you use?
3.
3. I agree, base 3. You get a fraction. Yeah, that's correct. Yep, that's what I got. I think I can remember that one, but I know that's number 11. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and work through them. Finish it out. So for number 11, you have a base of 3. 3 to the what? How many times do you multiply 3 to get to 243? 5. And then 81 is 3 to the power of what? 4. Drop the 3's. So 5 times 2x plus 3 equals 4. Distribute the 5. Subtract the 15. And divide by 10. So you should have x equals negative 11 over 10. And most people had that answer, so good job. Number 12, what's the base? 2. 2 to the what power is 8?
3.
And now we have a negative power. So we got 1 over 32, so that means it's 2 to the power of negative what? 5. Now we can drop the 2. Negative 9x plus 3 equals negative 10x. And then we're just simply going to add the 9x. Yeah, I didn't think it was a fraction. Somebody I looked at had a fraction. I didn't remember it being a fraction. So when you add the 9x, Josh, check your number 12 again. No, it shouldn't be a fraction, so check it again. So you get 3 equals negative 1x. Divide both sides by negative 1. And you should get x equals negative 3. Who got x equals negative 3? There you go. All right, that's actually the end of 5.3. So you can completely do all of homework 18 and the study guide. Tomorrow we're going to do a practice. We're going to have 3 days of review. So hopefully that means Friday we'll all get an A.